My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Hop. And I do want to say that it's absurd that there's so few Easter movies. Like, I get it, it's not as big of a deal as Halloween and Christmas, but I'm struggling to think of any other Easter movies. Like, there's this one, like, technically, The Passion of the Christ. You could make an argument for Rise of the Guardians, but that's about it, and that to me is absurd. We need more Easter movies. But that said, I think we need better Easter movies because this movie sucks. I did not like it as a kid and I just rewatched it hoping to like it a bit more, but no, no, this movie's a tough watch. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And James Marsden is the best part of this movie. I do like him as an actor. I actually think he's very underutilized in Hollywood, and he does his best here, but he's given such weak material that it does drag his performance down. Then we've got Russell Brand, who can be a funny actor. I love him in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but here he is just so annoying and unlikable, and I never really cared for his character. And I thought the friendship that formed between these two characters was just phony. I never bought into it. It was just following the formula in a very unconvincing way. And then we've got Hank Azaria, who, okay, I gotta be honest, I do not like this guy as an actor. I like him in Mystery Men, but every other one of his performances just annoys me to no end, and this movie is no exception. Just a very weak performance. And then we've got Hugh Laurie, who is just clearly phoning it in. Like, say what you will about Monsters vs. Aliens, but he doesn't phone it in there. Then we've got Kelly Cuoco, who actually does a pretty decent job. I kind of wish she was in the movie more. And Gary Cole, who the movie villainizes, but he's actually a very... Like, I feel like he actually acts pretty reasonable. Like, when his son is taking over the kids' Easter concert to do his little band act, like, it's not something to be impressed by. It should be embarrassing. So I was actually on the dad side for a lot of this movie, and look, it's just so generic. It's nothing new, and it's not done well. And on top of that, the movie is never funny. I never laughed once. I never smiled once. And I just found it to be very frustrating. Like, Fred doesn't act like a real human being. There's a scene where he sees EB playing the drums at this video game company, and even though EB can clearly not hear him and the person interviewing can, he starts yelling to him about how he's going to kill him. And it's like, okay, like, you just are dealing with everything in the worst possible way. And I get it that in movies like this, it's part of their charm, it's part of the humor, but if you don't like the characters and you're not laughing, it's just frustrating. And the story of not living up to expectations, it's not done well. I will not say who, but I know someone who Fred reminds me of, and very frustrating person, but I just don't feel like the movie does a good job of exploring this. It's just so generic and so half-assed, and it feels lazy. And, what else? Ooh. The one thing I remembered about this movie as a kid is the chick turning into a bunny. And I'll complain about this in Despicable Me too, but Illumination movies have no edge, so they do things that could maybe scare kids a little bit, but they don't go as far as they should. Because I grew up watching movies like The Little Mermaid and Aladdin, and though kid friendly, but they still went to those dark places. And I even grew up with Spy Kids, and that movie terrified me as a kid, but I loved it as a kid. And I wish Illumination movies would have a little bit more of an edge. The movie's also very ugly to look at. The CGI isn't convincing, and I thought the environments just felt so fake. And the climax to this movie just sucks. But I will say, I actually don't mind the punk soundtrack. It's actually funny because yesterday I was at the gym and there was the song playing, When I Wake Up in My Makeup, and I just thought to myself, oh shit, I know this song. What's that song called? I knew it was in Captain Marvel, but I couldn't think of it. But after my workout, I forgot to check. And then I heard the anthem by Good Charlotte Hill, and that reminded me to check. So I looked up the lyrics to that song, and I found out it was called Holes by Celebrity Skin. And then that's the next song that plays in this movie. So I actually thought that was pretty funny. But I like those two songs. I don't like Dynamite by Talia Cruz or I Want Candy. Yeah, I don't like that. So, yeah. Anyways, this movie sucks. It's not good. It's not funny. It's generic. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It's void of any personality or charm. It's just a very unpleasant watch from beginning to end. James Marsden does his best, and I like some of the soundtrack choices, and I like the fact that it's a pure Easter movie. I just wish it didn't suck so much. So I'm giving Hop a 2 out of 10. Okay, Hop, have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.